I love Friday nights.
Friday night.
Everybody sparkles on Friday night. You can tell a Friday night crowd when you walk out and you see an elderly lady in about the 8th row plugging a marital aid into a wall socket. We're going back to Washington tomorrow to do a little work on the inaugural, and I'm looking forward to that, but I'm really kind of sad about leaving Burbank. Leaving Burbank is a very difficult thing to do. In the same sense that I hated to leave Guam during the Japanese invasion. How are you, Tom? Doc is off tonight, filling in as Mr. Tommy Newsom. I always try to find out little tidbits about Tommy's life to pass on to you from time to time, and Tommy has a secret fantasy, and I won't tell you exactly what it is, but it involves involves Tommy, involves Tommy, the Lennon sisters, and Kraft Endicott cheese. Now, you see, I shouldn't kid him because I found out, I've said this before, Tommy had a very unhappy childhood. True. Going way back to when he was born. The day he was born, the nurse handed his mother the baby. And then she turned to the doctor and said, "This took 9 months?" Let's see that. Is that one of the, See, Tommy belongs to, you've heard of the Book of the Month Club? And the Fruit of the Month Club around Christmas time? Tommy belongs to the Suit of the Month Club. What you do, first they mail you 6 suits for $1. And then you get a Dacron leisure suit once a month for life. Well, there are 4 more days to the inauguration, and on January 20th, the nation will have a new president. Do you realize when Reagan wakes up on January 21st, he's going to be faced with the terrible realities and the burdens of the Oval Office? And then he's going to say, "Wow, I could have had a V8. Might happen. You're going back. Ed's going to be at the Kennedy Center,
right,
tying all the inaugural balls together, and you have not been...
Could you rephrase that a tiny bit?
Yeah. I did... Sounded terribly like a surgical procedure, didn't it? He's going to be the anchor person for all the balls, so they have 8 balls in Washington. I'm ashamed of all of you. Anyway, Ed hasn't been back there since the incident of some years ago.
Yeah.
Remember, we were there, and it was a winter day, and Ed went out, and some people were having a bonfire at the base of the Washington Monument. And Ed stumbled by and said, it'll never get off the ground. It was embarrassing. Now, the First Lady-elect, Nancy Reagan, wants this inauguration to really be remembered. She asked fashion designer Halston to make red, white, and blue tea cozies for all the fire hydrants along Pennsylvania Avenue. So it'll kind of dress it up a little bit. Okay. I don't know whether I'd want his job or not. That's a tough job. The economy is still, as you know, well, you know this is in bad shape. Just before the show tonight, 2 desperate men, two, stuck a gun in my ribs and said, "Quick, give us all your money." And I said, do you need food? And they said, "No, we're invited to Reagan's inauguration. We have to buy an outfit. We're going to be a horse in the parade." 2 guys.
That happened right before the show?
Yes.
I should have stayed with you.
Yes, you should have. You could keep those people away from me. Did you read in the paper that Leon Spinks was mugged? Absolutely, in a hotel room yesterday? Leon Spinks, the former champ, was mugged in a hotel room. What town was it? I forgot. In Detroit. And while he was being mugged, I think Howard Cosell came right out of a closet. Said, Spinks is down. I don't know how much longer he can take this punishment. But they stole... The mugger stole $40,000 worth of jewelry and his false teeth. It's a shame Leon lost his teeth. There go his looks. Did you see, read this in the paper, one of these crazy items? They shut a restaurant down up in San Francisco for the illegal sale of alligator meat to the customers. Apparently, one customer was complaining about his dinner and said, this is a crock. And the guy says, no. And the waiter said, no, the crock is on the special for tomorrow night. He didn't understand. There's kind of a bonus, though, to eating in a restaurant like that. You can turn your leftovers into a matching set of luggage. Or perhaps not. We have a good show for you tonight. Bob Hope is here tonight. Mr. Robert Hope. Bob has just returned from a successful tour of the war between Tom Snyder and Rona Barrett. Been entertaining them. Now, because of our hour format, I had to make some tough decisions tonight on the show. I had to either cut the 7 young girls from B.J. and the Bear, or Sir Malcolm Throckmorton, the biographer of Marcel Proust. And we picked the girls because, as we say on this show, if it's between books and buns, we go with the buns. So stay where you are, and we'll be right back. Oh, thank you, Tom. Breakfast can still be as good as you remember with cream of wheat from Nabisco. Watch. Thank you, Doctor. We have Robert Hope with us tonight. 7 lovely girls from B.J. and the Bear, Argus Hamilton. Remember when you were a kid listening to radio? And one of the things I always remembered on radio shows, especially from California, they would make jokes about the La Brea tar pits.
Yes.
And I never knew exactly what that meant. I thought it was made up. Those of you who are out here on vacation may have visited the La Brea. It's a very famous landmark down on Wilshire Boulevard, where they, I guess, years ago, discovered the remains of prehistoric creatures that are buried there, and they're still under excavation. And apparently they have run out of money down there, and they may have to shut down for lack of funds, which is too bad. What do? I think they just build a thing around it and temporarily do not walks around it, do not dig anymore. But anyway, the archaeologists at the La Brea tar pits were kind enough. We thought maybe as a public service we could show some of these artifacts.
Oh, that's terrific. Well, they're so nice down there. A lot of shows couldn't get that.
That's right. And by showing some of these prehistoric artifacts, maybe it would rekindle
an interest in...
the interest in keeping the digs,
be wonderful.
as they say, the digs
Yes.
at the La Brea tar pits going. Would you like to see some of these?
We'd love to.
Oh, sure. Okay. This, for example, this specimen is 2 million years old. It was from the very first fast food restaurant, and it was Kentucky Fried Lizards. Those are, I think, extra crispy. Those are actually from the La Brea tar pits. Let's see what we have here.
Oh.
This was for the full-figured cave woman, a Cross Your Rocks bra.
From the tar pits.
Actually from
the tar pits.
La Brea tar pits. I bet you don't know what these are. Now, these are 3,000-year-old sideburns from the world's first Elvis impersonator, who was even doing it way back then. Now, let's see what else we have. The very first gas station restroom key. Big rock. From the La Brea tar.
Can these be seen at the museum?
Absolutely.
Yes.
This is what prehistoric people used for their house pets. The first bag of dinosaur litter. from the La Brea Tar. This was a movie poster for a movie made in 1 million BC, starring young Ronald Reagan, called Bedtime for Brontosaurus. From the La Brea Tar Pits. We didn't get it in. Probably one of the most interesting artifacts. If you look at that, this is a prehistoric chessboard before the invention of the color white. It's just... That's what they said then. They brought this out and said, let's play chess, and it just baffled them because they had no white squares on there. From the Brea Tar.
The audience seems to think this bit is from the pits.
This belonged to, we found out, to a prehistoric police SWAT team, a bulletproof loincloth. Here's a fossilized hand belonging to the first caveman who got lucky. Right-o. We figured that's what that meant. I don't like that. Folks, you got to learn to edit as you go along. Now, here, from the Iron Age, the first home appliance ever developed, Mr. Rock. Silly, very silly. From the La Brea Tar. A mastodon odor eater. That's from the La Brea Tar. This is what superstition cavemen carried around with them, a lucky dinosaur's foot. Folks, these props cost a fortune.
And they're heavy.
Seem to be. The rough draft of the Ten Commandments written by an early ancestor of the Reverend Jerry Falwell, actually written on stone tablets.
Sounds like we're in a cave.
That's right. Should do this thing in a cave. What else do we have here? Get to the big stuff. What is this? We have some things that are more current.
Oh.
From the La Brea Tar Pits. These were thrown. You see what those are?
Yeah.
Like little diapers. They were thrown into the tar pits by Brooke Shields, and up until last week, these were what came between her and her Calvin. And to show you that prehistoric man even had a great sense of humor. They had... Even then. Here's something found at an archaeological dig in San Clemente. A prehistoric tape with 18.5 million years missing. I guess that's all we have.
There's one more. What? There seems to be one more back there. One more. Give it a chance.
Oh, this is more recent years. This excavation, they excavated this section of tar that Lonnie Anderson once sunbathed on. That's what it was so cheap and tawdry, we didn't want to do it. You had to get me into that. Okay.
From
the La Brea Tar Pits. From the pits. That material was from the pits. Okay. Oh, come on, folks. We're going to take a pause. Robert Hope will be with us in just one moment. Thanks, Tom. My first guest tonight, So much has been said about Bob Hope, there's really nothing left to say. He is an American institution. And this Sunday, January the 18th, his all-star anniversary tribute, 30 years. Television comedy will be on NBC from 9 to 11. Would you welcome Bob Hope?
I was waiting. I was buttering a bun back there.
Were you really?
No golf, huh?
Man.
That's right. Currently, you have this Palm Springs Desert Classic going on.
I've been flying in.
What are you commuting back and forth?
Every day by Spanish Airlines.
Spanish Airlines?
This guy has a plane. I've just been flying up, playing golf, flying back, editing the show, working with...
I understand one night Gerald Ford filled in for you?
Yeah, he
down
filled
there
in with the gala.
Was he funny?
Yeah, he's very funny, they tell me.
Yeah.
He'll never do it again. No, he said, Bob is busy, but I'll pardon him. That was his big laugh down there. Big laugh.
30 years.
He is really good.
Yeah.
Really wonderful.
30 years with the same network?
30 years? I'm on my 31st. No.
Have you ever been with another network? I don't recall. You've never worked for any of the other major networks?
This is it.
On radio, too? Always NBC?
Radio. I was on radio for 12 years before that.
Yeah.
So I'm on my 43rd year.
That's incredible.
Started as a child.
I sat there listening to you. Yeah. Well, I meant that. When I was growing up, not to make you sound like an elderly man, but I would tell you and Jack Benny and Fred Allen and Fibber McGee and Molly and all of those shows had a great effect on people of my generation.
Sure.
We stole from you all.
Sure.
A little bit here and there.
Sure.
Your first show was
great, wonderful medium. I don't know why we ever got into this stuff, I loved radio at Sunset and Vine. We used to do it, read the jokes and kiss the script, then walk out and drop the whole thing in the can and keep going right to the golf course. Now you have to go and have your head blocked,
makeup and all of that stuff.
Shibe look you over. My God, it's murder.
Your first show, I think we mentioned once, was Easter? It was around that time?
Easter 1950, yeah, at the New Amsterdam in New York.
Yeah.
With,
was it a good show?
It was pretty good. It was outside of me. It had Doug Fairbanks Jr., who's on my 30th, and it had B. Lilly, and Jim Starbuck and Max Liebman production, and we introduced a redheaded gal, and just for the tag, who turned out to be Dagmar. Yeah, a little gal, Flo Lewis.
In those days, people didn't know much about television, did they? I mean, you just kind of got in front of a curtain and did it.
That's right.
Turned the camera on.
Oh, God, it was something else. And, that was 50, and I had done, up to that time, I'd done 7 or 8 Academy Awards. I've done command performances, White House appearances, but I was still nervous on that first show. Isn't that funny?
No, I can.
And I was uptight, And it was something, but they held me over. I came back to do the second show a month later, and I got into a cab in front of the Waldorf, and cab driver said, Bob Hope, huh? I said, that's right. He said, what are you going to do, another television show? I said, that's right. He said, your first one wasn't too good, I said, who asked you? He said, I'm the public.
I'm the public.
And I went right in and hired Tom Petty, and I opened my second show with that scene.
That's a funny idea. In those days,
and it wasn't as funny as it was in the cab.
In those days, of course, they had no such thing as tape. That was black and white in 50, and you didn't get any retakes. It was go out and do it.
What'd they do? Make a kinney, didn't they? Make a kinescope.
Well, they had a kinescope, which really kind of taking a film of a television show.
And everybody looked like they were underwater. Those kinescopes.
And then they didn't play here, if you remember, in those days. The shows would appear in the East first, and about 3 weeks later, they would send them out to California, and they would play the kinescope. There was no.
So.
Oh yeah, there was no cross.
What was the cable? Didn't the cable? Was it radio? The cable came in from Salt Lake or something? They came to Salt Lake, and then the cable brought it in.
Yeah, later on, but not until the 60s. I don't think we had
stagecoach with Ronald Reagan driving or something. Something like that.
I understand you had a lot of people here at NBC last week.
We had.
And even Fred Silverman on the show?
We had Fred Silverman, and wait till you see him. It's a collector's item. He's smiling. He's smiling. And he gets a couple of laughs. He does about 3 minutes, and and it's funny.
We have a clip. I understand this has to do with jokes about your nose.
Yeah.
When did you first start making jokes about your nose? You have a unique nose. I mean, it's a nice nose.
We're going to talk about heads. I'll tell you what. They've overdone it. But they had to have something that was strange about me. You know, the writers. So they start. Now, do I have a funny nose?
No.
Thank you.
No, you don't have a funny nose.
How about you? See what the writers dig up?
That's right.
Dirty writers.
What is this? Just a composite of things over the years about?
Yeah, well, that's just one of the scenes that I pull out of a Danny Thomas, a personal appearance, and I say he gives me an award, the Danny Thomas Award. He's the only one that ever received it.
So let's roll the tape.
Then we go in the nose joke.
It's a little preview of.
What a beautiful bunch of stars are here tonight. I appreciate this. With all these celebrities, seating was a problem until we decided to do it alphabetically, and I want to thank Claude Akins for the suggestion. Now, there was only one awkward moment when Jamie Farr and Zsa Zsa Gabor came in with the same hairdo.
Danny, this is a wonderful award, but I'll have to think of a special place to put it. Why don't you hang it on your nose?
You just put this cone over your nose. There you are.
Why can't I have a cone like the one you've got on your nose?
I had to pay through the nose.
It's nice of the man to wait that long for his money.
I could let you have it between your eyes, but I see you've been punished there enough already.
We'll take a break. We're coming right back. We're back. We're talking about Bob's desert. You said Bruce Litsky shot what today?
Bruce Litsky. He's leading again today, but he had a 30 on the back nine of La Quinta yesterday.
Oh, 30 strokes for 9 holes?
He was 2 shots ahead of Jerry Pate and Jack Nicklaus. And Trevino's right in there, so it's really a horse race.
What do you normally shoot now, all kidding aside?
Ask me how I'm playing.
How are you playing?
If it was a prize fight, they'd stop it. I played pretty good on Wednesday. I only fell out of the cart twice. And that's while I was putting.
What's the best round? What's the best round of golf you've ever had?
I had the best round, of course, was O'Donnell, which was a 9-hole golf course, which in two different sets. I had 66 there. Well, this is about a long time ago. Then I had a 71 in 1952, playing with Shelley Mayfield. That's the best round in competition that I had.
That's pretty fair.
71 at White Sulphur Spring.
In other words, if you would have really stayed with it, you could have probably gone on tour.
Oh, no, with the girls.
Sure.
No. You got to work. You got to work hard.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it. We don't have time to do that. You have to practice, don't you? That's it. Beat yourself down a little bit.
We're going to see each other. We're going to be back in Washington, D.C. You've been at more of these inaugurals than I have. Well, who's the first president you entertained? Roosevelt, I think you said once.
Roosevelt. FDR.
Not Teddy.
Yeah. I knew you. Bing always said Lincoln. Where did you go?
It's what? What's the temperature right back in Washington?
It's 40 today.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, I just talked
not bad.
to Frank today about the thing, and it's 40. It's warmed up.
Yeah.
Because it was about 20, wasn't it, or something like that?
You said Johnson had a good sense of humor. I remember we talked about that once.
Johnson did, right. Kennedy was awful sharp. Johnson was something. He was driving down through Texas. He liked to drink beer and drive fast. And the cops stopped him. He was driving himself, and the cop stopped and went back for his book. When he finally got back, Johnson cranked the window down. And cop looked and says, "Oh, my God." And Johnson says, "You better believe it."
You think, I've asked you, you've been asked, I'm sure, to get involved some way politically?
Mm-hmm.
Never challenged you? Never thought you'd be good at it or wanted to do it?
What? No, not at all. I've been asked a couple of times. One by Jack Warner one time to run for the Senate, and then I've been asked to run a couple of times, but never. I don't think I'm qualified. And
you'd want to get up there and get laughs, too.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And let me tell you, all those presidents want to get laughs, too. Ronnie's pretty good.
Yeah, he's good at it. He's good at
yeah, he gets laughs. He gets damn good laughs. I hope he stops being an actor and starts to produce, don't you?
I don't know where somebody got these photos.
Oh, come on now. Come on.
Come on, we always like to
Where
do
did you
these.
get them?
I don't know. Somebody brought this up. If you would like to see it, I'm going to guess how old you are here.
Oh.
Not more than, what, 7, 8 years old? Maybe younger.
I don't know.
Robert Hope as a child.
Oh, my God.
Wasn't he adorable?
That's sweet.
Now, if you want to see a snazzy-looking 17-year-old...
Looks a little gay, doesn't it?
Now, 17 years old. Now, look at that.
Yeah, man, I could go.
In your dancing days.
All I needed was food in those days. That's from vaudeville. That's my first vaudeville picture.
Yeah.
I was lean, buddy.
Yeah. Where are you going after the inauguration now? You got your show on Sunday night?
I'm coming right back here. I'm coming right back here and go to Palm Springs and play a little. Golf, because I've had it. I'll tell you.
Yeah. Somebody found this today. I don't know if you've got this or not. World's greatest golf jokes. You ever had this?
No.
Somebody says you might like to have this.
That's great, isn't it?
I have no gag for it. It's just great golf stories.
Isn't that wonderful?
I never give you gifts or anything.
No, it's about time, John. Now, that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I showed Nicholas my swing the other day on the tee, and I said, what do you think? He said, are you on marijuana? I said, no. He said, try some.
Hey, Sunday night, 9 o'clock. My next guest is has been here several times before on the show. He's a fine young comedian who's the host comedian at the Comedy Store in Hollywood. He's from Oklahoma originally. Would you welcome, please, Argus Hamilton. Argus.
Thank you very much. Y'all sound like a pretty good crowd, are you? Oh, good. Thank you, because I'm out here in California. My folks are back in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, watching me tonight. And my dad's a Methodist minister there. Bartlesville, Oklahoma is one of the richest cities in the country per capita. And my dad's a Methodist minister there at the First Methodist Church and Trust Company. It's nice to be out here is all I can say. I think I'm sort of turning Californian, though. I've been out here for 4 years. And it's great. I went body surfing on Christmas. Spent a nice New Year's in the hot tub. And I no longer say the word yes. I just say totally. Feel like doing the Carson show? Totally. Hey, I'm here. So it is nice. So some new things for me. I'm dating a Jewish girl right now. Any Jewish girls here? Okay. You're very interesting. You're very interesting. I don't know if it's going to work out. She's Jewish, and I'm an Okie. What are we going to do, raise little jokies? She made me watch that Dr. Carl Sagan series. What's it called? Cosmos. When they traced cavemen all the way back to Israel. And it was, you remember them, the Flintstones. And the best friends were Barney and Betty Rubel. And here I am, Abba Dabba Goy. That Californians react differently to news. Like when they busted that 25 tons of marijuana in San Francisco, it was a sad day in Hollywood. Every Cadillac west of La Brea had their aerial at half-mast. It's a hip crowd. We'll get out of here twice as fast if you get the jokes. And, you know, of course, like everybody's saying, this country's turning to the right. Out in California, you know, the Marine commercials they used to be like, join the Marines, get designer jeans, and be macho. You know, a little different now, isn't it? Join the Marines, meet interesting people, and kill them. Yeah. What's coming up? Springtime for Reagan. There we go. I see where Russia is withdrawing 80,000 troops from East Germany, and they're going home through Poland. And you know, the Russians always have a great excuse for invading anybody. Like last year in Afghanistan, 70,000 troops going in there looking for Brezhnev's dog. Like, here, Spotsky, here, Spotsky. This dog, I tell you, don't mind us. And, of course, I hear Reagan's going to use show business to teach those Russians a lesson. If they step 1 foot into Poland, Ronald Reagan will order Radio Free Europe to play Bobby Vinton's greatest hits. They'll be out by Mr. Lonely. No problem. And I'm looking forward, like everybody's talking about, to the inauguration coming up. Won't that be something? Well, Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan will be up there on the podium together, our choice of 1980. You know, a movie star and a farmer. Peanuts and popcorn. Look at this. What do you know? Reagan will be a lot of fun. He said he will not take his presidential salary. He'll just settle on 6% of the country's gross annual income. I like a salesman working for commission, too. It's all right. He's going to be a hip president, very hip president. I saw it on ABC's That's Incredible. Ever since coming out against Darwin's law, I thought that. He forgets the Darwin scale. We all took biology, remember? It goes amoebas, reptiles, monkeys, actors, chimps, man. It's fun. Of course, I know we'll have a lot of peace with our new Secretary of State, our chief diplomat, General Haig. That'll be kind of a put-up or shut-up diplomacy, won't it? Maybe he can get Monty Hall to go over to Iran and get our Americans back. Oh, that'll work. You can keep the Americans or trade it for what's aboard the B-52. I'll give you $24 billion for some sane government, you know. Golly. And you know what? How many folks here? I saw Leonard Nimoy the other night. Y'all enjoy watching him? Leonard Nimoy? Yeah. He was in search of John Anderson. And what's happening? I like John Anderson. I like him. I like John Anderson. He reminded me of every math teacher I ever had. He should have campaigned like a math teacher. It'd have been a landslide for him. Campaign like he looks. Like a math teacher posing a problem. Like if he had told us, if we give Iran 20 missiles and Iraq 20 missiles, what will be the price of gas by Tuesday? Class dismissed.
We'll be back in a minute. Okay, let me tell you about this. One of the successful television series that NBC has developed in the last few years is BJ and the Bears, which is on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock. Began its 3rd season, and they've added 7 new characters, all truck drivers. But if you've seen the show, they're a little unusual, so we thought we'd introduce them. So, gals, first of all, would you welcome Judy Landers? Hello, Judy. Barbara Horn. Where's Barbara? There's Barbara Horn. Sheila DeWint. Where's Sheila? Over here. Sheila DeWint. Sherilyn Walter. There's Cheryl. Linda McCullough. And Candy and Randy Bruck. Girls, there we are. Hello there. I feel like Merv Griffin with another one of his fabulous theme shows. Yeah. Where's Judy?
Here I am.
You're Judy.
I'm Judy.
Yeah, I saw. I saw the episode this week.
You did?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yes. You were. Now, does anybody know how to drive a truck?
I know how to drive a truck.
I saw you, but, on television, you can fake it,
But I really know how to drive it.
Where'd you learn to drive a truck?
Well, I just sort of figured that if I was going to play a lady trucker,
Yeah.
and I wanted people to believe it,
Sure.
then I had to believe it too. So, one of the drivers took me out for a day, and I learned how to really drive it.
How many gears is it? How many forward gears does the truck have?
I think there's 12 gears, but we only got up to 7.
Unless you're in a real hurry, I guess you don't need them all. Where's Linda?
Here.
You're Linda, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know how to do this too?
Part-time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how did you get this job? You all have to go in an audition?
Oh, sure. It's a regular thing,
Yeah.
Go in and do your thing, and, they like the way you look. Come back, do it again. Come back, do it again. You know the old format. Isn't that how you got your job? No, true.
People I had to sleep with to get this job. Not true at all.
No, I don't mean that.
Okay. Where's Barbara?
I'm here.
You're Barbara.
Yes.
Where are you from?
I'm from Kansas City and Dallas.
Where's everybody from? You're from Kansas City. Where are you from?
I'm from upstate New York.
Yeah, sir.
Freeport, Louisiana.
Louisiana?
Yeah. Sacramento.
California.
Indianapolis.
God, you girls.
Carmel, Indiana.
God, you girls look alike.
There are some resemblances, yes.
Now, who's Candy? Is Candy and...
I'm Candy.
You're Candy?
And Randy.
You pronounce your last name?
Bruff.
Bruff. Where you girls from?
Carmel, Indiana, which is a little north of Indianapolis.
Yeah. I gotta get the name straight.
Oh, I know. That's a classic problem. It's Sherilyn.
Sherilyn.
Yes.
Yeah. Did any of you ever watch this show at all?
You mean BJ?
All the time.
No, not BJ. I know you watch BJ.
You mean Johnny Carson?
Yeah, this show. Yeah.
All the time.
Ever since I was a little girl, I always had a crush on you, and this is one of my dreams come true.
When did the crush leave you? You always say that little girl. You know you've been watching the show that long?
Yeah.
I have, too.
Yeah?
Yes, absolutely. I always dreamed I'd grow up to marry you.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
I did.
No, I'm out of that business now. Come on, are you putting me on?
I am absolutely not.
Oh.
I'm not. You look a lot like my father.
Yeah. Oh, very funny. Funny up there.
Nothing wrong with loving your daddy, is there?
No, that's right. Not a bit. It's just kind of a family thing.
I guess you could call it that.
Now, all you girls have to learn to drive on this show?
Well, not all of us. We sort of do different things. One of the things we do is ride motorcycles.
Right.
Because actually what we are is a daredevil stunt team of
Right.
women called the Lady Killers.
Right.
And we go to circuses and fairs, and we perform for the audience, and we do daredevil acts on motorcycles.
Yeah.
And we end up moonlighting as truck drivers along with other things. I'm a DJ on the radio at night.
Is this the first show for most of you? Have you ever done... Well, you gals said you did commercials. Is this your first television show? What else did you do? Have you done other things?
I came here 3 years ago right after I graduated high school. And some of the roles that I've played are Bonnie, Bambi, Boom Boom Bunny, Cookie Candy, Angel Goldie, Wanda the Bod.
I didn't think you'd be playing Madame Curie. Not that you probably couldn't handle that, but what are some of the other roles you gals have played?
Well, this was my first big break.
Yeah.
I was Miss Texas.
Well, bring it.
Yes, I was. But before this, I really didn't. I had a part on Fantasy Island and on Dukes of Hazzard and a couple small parts, but this was my first series regular role.
Oh, this is it. I'm trying very hard to pretend that I'm not nervous or excited or anything about this. No, this is the first one. I've done a lot of stage, but this is it.
No, this isn't my first. I did a soap opera in New York for a year and a half.
Which one?
The Guiding Light. You don't have time for that, though.
Why not?
I know you did. Do you watch soaps?
Well, occasionally.
Did you ever watch The Guiding Light?
Well, not regularly. What part would you play? What part?
Well, at the time I played illegitimate child. You know, your basic role.
Your basic
yeah.
daytime stuff.
Yeah, student nurse, fell in love with the town baddie, got dumped, gave up the virginity. You know the whole scene.
We can't even do that.
Xin chào các bác. Hôm nay bên em lại về một chiếc Vios E số sàn sản xuất 2011. Xe phiên bản màu bạc. Xe này là xe chạy taxi các bạn nhé. Vì vậy là nó đi được rất là nhiều rồi. Tổng thể chiếc xe thì nó cũng đã xuống cấp theo thời gian. Các bạn nhìn thấy tổng thể này. Từ tay nắm cửa, từ lốp la răng, đèn hậu đã được lắp về che mưa. Rồi đèn trước thì nó cũng đã tối rồi, nó cũng không được sáng nữa đâu. Đấy, tổng thể chiếc xe. Đấy, lốp la răng 4 quả thì vẫn chưa phải thay. Có nghĩa là về các bạn vẫn đi được tiếp, chưa phải thay ngay. Tay nắm cửa thì mạ chrome. Đấy. Nội thất bên trong này da ghế nó cũng tương đối nhăn rồi đấy. Nhăn như tàu. Xe biểu tượng Toyota, thương hiệu rồi. Keo chỉ thì nó cũng không hẳn là zin toàn bộ đâu. Con này cũng đã bị va quẹt. Đấy. Vô lăng cần số. Nói chung là mọi thứ của nó thì nói chung là cũng chấp nhận được các bạn ạ. Đấy. Chưa tích hợp cam lùi, nghĩa là chưa có cam lùi đâu nhá. Và da ghế thì cũng tương đối nhăn đấy. Cần số thì cũng đã bạc rồi, xuống cấp rồi. Phanh tay. Cần số hơi dơ một chút. DVD nhưng mà lại không có màn hình mà chỉ có đài thôi. Nói chung là cũng nghe đài được. Đó các bạn ạ. Đấy, để đồ rất là hợp lý rồi. Nhưng xe chạy taxi thì cũng chỉ có bản này thôi. Nó người ta không lắp thêm cam lùi và cũng không lắp thêm thiết bị đâu. Các bạn mua các bạn phải tự lắp thôi các bạn nhé. Đấy, hàng ghế sau trần nhưng mà cũng còn được, chả vấn đề gì. Đấy, các bạn cứ đến xem trực tiếp cho nó dễ. Xe thì em báo luôn là xe chạy taxi. Đấy, thế cho các bạn cũng nắm bắt được tình hình cho nó dễ. Chứ không lại đến lại bảo là xe lại không đẹp như trong video, rất là khó. Nói luôn là xe này nó đã xuống cấp theo thời gian mà nó chạy rất là nhiều. Và cũng không nguyên bản. Đấy. Nói thế là rất là dễ rồi. Các bạn nắm bắt được. Quan trọng là cái mức giá nó có hợp lý cho các bạn chốt không thôi. Còn con này thì máy móc của nó thì cũng không nguyên đâu. Xe thì cũng không quá đẹp. Đấy, các bạn có thể thấy máy móc rất xuống cấp rồi. Và ốc ếch mọi thứ nó cũng không còn nguyên bản nữa rồi. Đã bị va quẹt. Vì vậy chiếc xe này thì bên em do bán với giá là 140 triệu. Và không bớt một đồng nào nữa cả. Vì giá này là rất là hợp lý rồi cho một chiếc xe taxi. Và lại còn đâm đụng va chạm nữa. Còn nếu mà bình thường mà không phải xe taxi thì không có giá này đâu các bạn nhé. Đây nói thật cho các bạn biết là như vậy. Và ai mua liên hệ sớm. Với số điện thoại em để trên góc trái màn hình. Còn nếu mà đã bán mà em là ghim trên phần bình luận đã bán rồi là bán rồi, thì các bạn cũng đừng có đến hỏi nhiều quá con này. Các bạn phải chờ đến con tiếp theo, những con mà các em đang mới nhất. Giờ xin chào cả mọi người nhé. Vios số sàn 2011 rất chất vì là xe chạy taxi. Bye.